What's going on, YouTube? This is TerrenceRe, the active trader, back with another session. On my last video I did on my last live stream, I said that I would come on and do a quick video showing you how to scan for trades in ThinkorSwim. An easy way, find you some nice trade setups. It doesn't matter whether you're looking for stocks that you want to buy and hold. I'm going to show you how to set it up for whatever time frame you wanted to set it up for. You looking to hold it for a year, you know, a month, or you just looking to do something quick in and out. I'm going to show you how to do it, so let's get right to it. Right here, I'm on my main chart screen on ThinkorSwim. So basically, I'm going to come up to here. You see at the top of the bar, I'm going to click on Scan. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and right here, see this arrow? I'm going to close up my watch list. So all you see at the top is Scan. I'm going to come up here and start from a blank screen and click Reset. So what you see right now at the top, I'm going to X out, close everything up. So we don't have anything up there. Right up at the top, it says Setup Scan. You got all stocks. What I like to do is I like to scan in stocks that have weekly options. You may say, well, I don't trade options. Even if you don't trade options, you still want to scan in weeklies. How it goes as far as the number one thing when you want to trade anything is liquidity. Liquidity just means like how fast you can get in and out of a stock trade. Same thing like as anything else. You know, somebody asks you how much liquid cash you have. How fast can you put your hands on that cash and use it if you need to? So I like to scan in things. If it has weekly options, then the stock is going to be liquid, which means that it's gonna be frequent buying and selling of that stock. So I will come up here and click on Scan In. I'm gonna come down here and put like where it says public R through W weeklies. Click on weeklies, and then I'm gonna hit scan. Now check this out. So that means that we got 593 stocks that have weekly options. But we're not done. We're gonna drill down some more. I'm gonna go click over here and click Add Filter. Come down, and I'm going to do stocks, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on last, right? So that just means that the last price that the stock traded at, right? And I'm going to put a minimum. Now, this is your preference. This is up to you. For the most part, if it's under $5, it's pretty much, that's like penny stock area. Not all stocks under $5 would be penny stock, but that's generally like your classification for penny stocks, like under $5. I like to trade, and that's because I said I'm mainly trading options. And you may say I own stock in my company 401k, so I don't look to own stock for the most part unless I'm day trading in my personal account. So I like to stay in the $15 range as a minimum. So I put 15, but whatever you want to put, you can put here. I'm just giving you something, showing you what I would do. I hit scan again. I filtered it down. Now we're down to 522 stocks. I'm going to hit add filter again. I'm going to look at study. Come over here, volume. I'm going to click on average volume, and it's going to populate something for you already. A 50-day period, simple moving average, which basically just a 50-day average, and these stocks have a minimum of 1 million shares traded per day. Scan again. Now we have 453. Excuse me, that's the easy part. Now, what do we want? What is your criteria? What do you, as far as technical analysis, you say, well, I don't know anything about technical analysis. That's fine. I'm gonna give you something. We're gonna go with, let's say, a moving average cross. this is the one that, we're going to look up a moving average cross. I'm going to click on study. I'm going to go to now. ThinkorSwim has some already on here that you can use, like popular studies. You got a MACD scan, you got a DMI scan, you got a CCI scan, moving average scan, RSI scan, stochastic scan. And you may say which one, So I'm gonna give you one, a easy one. Let's say um RSI scan. RSI scan. Well, let's not do that. I'm gonna do one that's a little bit easier. We're gonna do moving average scan. I think that's the easiest one. That's one of the first things that when you start trading or learning anything about technical analysis, that's normally the first thing you do is moving average crossover. So we're gonna say the close is at least 10% above the 20 period moving average. I don't even like that one. I have some, but I want to kind of like show you guys one that, here we go, moving average crossover. So we're going to go with moving average crossover. I'm going to use the 12 and the 26 just because that's one that I used before, right? And then I'll show you what that means. And I'm going to hit scan. One stock came up. You want something that doesn't populate like a whole bunch of, if it populates a whole bunch, then it's going to be hard for you to narrow down. So we got one stock. So let's look at this. This is Monster Beverage Corp. MNST. So you can come over here, right? And you can right click and then you can send to. And so like when I send this to red, which is what I'll do, it should populate on my chart because I have, see that I have red tags. So anything that has that red is going to tag that. So I kind of connected it to the chart. And so here we go. And I'm going to put the moving average on here. So I'm coming over here. I'm going to do this a little slower. I'm going to come up here where this little flask is. Click on it. Come down. And I'm going to look for moving average crossover. Let's see. Moving. You see average 2 lines. Click on that. Click add selected. Let's see. Taking a minute. It's gonna populate up here. Any day now. And that's one of the things about ThinkorSwim. For the most part, I chart on ThinkorSwim and then I make my trades on Tastyworks. Just because the charting is ThinkorSwim requires a lot of your computer and it will freeze from time to time. So that's what we got going on right now. I'm just waiting on it to do something. And you can see it sending a report. I hit continue. All right. And you're going to see I'm going to hit apply. And then there it go. And it's on there. So don't worry about this at the bottom of the screen. Matter of fact, I'm going to X these off at the bottom so you guys don't see that. Just making it easier to look at. So now what you see is a 12 and a 26. This is the faster average, or this turquoise or whatever color this is. And the turquoise is the 12-day. Purple is the 26. And it just means that when these cross over, it's going to give you a signal. See, it crossed over right here and it's giving me a signal, right? So I got a crossover. I'm going to go back to this scan. It should have been on a daily. It says exponential. I want both of these to be exponential. So it's going to change this. I'm going to hit scan again. There we go. That's the right way. Now you got to make sure you got everything. I had simple right here. So simple means that the moving average each day of the 12 days is going to be counted as equal. When I click exponential, what that means is the 12th day is going to have more weight than the first day. So basically, as the days go on, it counts the weight towards um, the latter days. It's going to count those as more, as opposed to simple as all 12 days will be equal. So I got exponential for 12-day and exponential for 26-day. So now let's bring it back. Let's go back there, and you're gonna see when I go back to scan. Let's see, what is this, BSX? So I'm gonna right click, come down to send to red, since that's what I have my chart linked to, and then there it goes. Now let's look. You should see it crossed over right here on Friday. If that's Friday or Thursday, whatever the 22nd was, it crossed here and then here. So one day, and here's the crossover. So what you could do is every time you get that 12-day, which is the turquoise, crosses the 26, which is the purple, you could say I'm going to buy the stock, and you would be buying it right here, which might not be a bad move. You would be buying it looking for it to go high. You can see it go high. Let's look at EA, Electronic Arts. I'm going to right click, come down here, send to red. You should see when I click on there, go back to charts, and there it go. Let's look at this one. Same thing. You can see right here, just crossed over. You got a big green candle. So you could be buying every time you get that scan. That's just one scan. I'm going to try to set you up with something else. That's one scan you could do. Let's try. I can show you one of my scans that I like to use. I like to get short. I like to find stocks that are what I would call overbought, meaning that they've already been pumped up pretty high. And I'm looking to maybe buy a put option, or maybe a put spread, or maybe sell a call spread to take a bet on that market to go down. So let me show you what's something that I would look at. So what I'm going to do is X out. I'm going to X the moving average crossover, and I'm going to leave, because this is my base criteria. $15 minimum on the stock, because I don't want the stock to be too cheap where it can be manipulated price wise. And then I got an average volume on the stock being bought. So let's hit add filter, come down, click on study. And this is one of my go-tos. I like to come over and let's come down to popular studies, RSI scan. RSI, which stands for Relative Strength Index. And I want things that are greater than 70. So let's hit scan. So we got 35 stocks that are great. So this is one of those things where, okay, you got a lot to choose from. What is a way that I can get this to be get this scan down more? So let's change it from 70 to 80 since I got so many. So now I got 3. These stocks are really overbought. Let's look at Target, since that's a name that pretty much everybody knows. Same thing, I right click, come down, assign it to the red tag, linked it to the red one. Now look, and if you look at Target, let's just look and see how it's up. And you can see that Target is, for the most part, going straight up since this is April 3rd. This is April 3rd of 2020. That's right around COVID, right around when COVID was hitting really hard. So you see it all the way up from this low of $90 all the way to $261. So this is something that I would look at possibly, I might look to try to get short, something like this. All you need is like a little down move for a put spread, like right here from 216 down to 203. So that's one thing that I would like to do. I showed you, so I gave you one on moving average crossover. I gave you one on overbought on the RSI. I can give you one on low. You say, well, what if it's something that I want to buy? I want to buy something that's really, really cheap, and I'm looking to, just buy it and hold it for a long time. I give you one of those. So where we see greater than, let's go to less than, and then let's look at less than 30. And then let's hit scan here. So basically, I'm looking at stocks that have been beat down, oversold, rather than overbought. We got Grubhub, we got Las Vegas Sands, we got Newmont Corporation, I think it was like mining, we got Tap, we got Win. So let's look at Grubhub, 16 bucks. Um, I'm gonna come over here, right click, send to red, come over here, charts. Now that red works because right here, whatever color I got up here linked to my charts, that's what I would link over there. That's why I'm sending it here. So let's look at Grubhub. You can see Grubhub way back here. We had a high of 149. Grubhub is all the way at 15. You got a low of 15 bucks. Now look, this is something that if you want to buy it and just sit on it and you say, man, it maybe one day it may get back up to here and fill this gap right here. You got a gap. So if that's something that you're looking for, here's your gap. Draw that box from there, and you saying let's get back there and fill that gap where it gapped down. That's let's just call it getting back to 100 bucks from 16. That's not a bad buy. Now, of course, it could go to zero. You can never get your money back. That always can happen. But that's not a bad buy. You're buying something when it's cheap. It's been beat down, oversold. So your risk is what? 15 bucks. Your upside, if it can make it back, is if it gets back to 100 or even makes a new high, 150. So you got more gain than you do loss. Your risk to reward ratio is there. You can risk 15 bucks and try to make 100, or let's just say 85 just to get back here. So that may be well worth it to someone. So you can get into that for whatever you can afford. You can do 100 shares. Buy 100 shares, spend about 1,500 bucks, sit on it for a year or two. Maybe you can trip. That's a 10x almost. If it gets all the way up to here, that's a 10x. If it takes out the high, people. So that may not be a bad option. You can play it in the option market. But basically, I just want to show you how you can use ThinkorSwim to find your own trades. I gave you a oversold scan. I gave you an overbought scan, and I gave you a moving average crossover scan. I like to use 12 and 26, but you can pick whatever you want. I use 12 and 26 because I think those are the numbers of the MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence indicator. So I hope you guys got something out of this. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That's the very least you can do, and then I'll keep doing videos. Comment on the video. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what platform you trade on. The two that I specialize in, once again, is ThinkorSwim and Tastyworks. I do have a Fidelity Active Pro account that I have, some of my retirement funds in, that I kind of buy stocks in and stuff. I don't do a lot of active trading in there, but I understand how to use a platform. So, if it's some other platform that you want help with, let me know what you use. I'll put a couple bucks in it, and just so I can use it on here and then show you guys, pretty much what you can and can't do. But these two are the best platforms that I've worked with. So, this is the Active Trader, TerrenceRe. I'm signing off, and I hope you got something out of this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Peace.